Hello everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. So in today's video, I will be talking about the Gemini new moon and the solar eclipse that's occurring on the 10th of June 2021. Now we are almost towards the end of this Sagittarius Gemini eclipse season that began in mid 2020 and will run up till December 2021. So during a new moon, Sun and Moon are both conjunct in the same sign and in the same house in your chart. Now, Gemini new moon is occurring at 19 degree, roughly 19 degree Gemini. So if you've got personal planets close to this degree, you will feel the effect more personally. And now you also need to see if you got angles at this degree, and also if there is any aspects your personal planet is making to the Gemini 19 degree to this new moon. Now during this new moon we have Mercury Retrograde, which is the ruler of Gemini, and it's conjunct with the new moon. So you will feel the effect of communication, sharing ideas, curiosity, and just your local environment. All these themes will come into play. And solar eclipse is a very shaking up energy. It's a renewing energy. Old patterns, anything that is not moving forward and is not mentally stimulating and is not serving you or favoring you and helping you in your growth will need to be looked into, even resolve it or reconcile it if you can put your energy into that. Now, if you cannot put your energy into reconciling something that is hanging around and is troubling you or is suppressing your growth, then it's also time to think that can you move forward, can you move ahead from it? Because if there's something really suppressing your growth, then it's not really serving you in your future, in achieving your future and to go on that path. So it's best to leave those patterns behind and move ahead with this new solar eclipse energy and new Gemini new moon energy. Now Gemini and Sagittarius both are signs that is very much about curiosity. Now Gemini is about information, opinion, perception. It's about sharing ideas. It's about having that conversation constantly. It's very quick-witted sign. It's very mentally agile. And you have Sagittarius on the other side, which is all about expansion. For Sagittarius, there is no limit. They're all about exploration. There is no, country limit or, physical, geographical or demographical limits to a Sagittarius. So they're all about exploring, sharing ideas. It's about the big philosophies, the meaning of life and all that. Now with Gemini and Sagittarius, sometimes you can get lost in the idea of big philosophies in life, and you may lose touch in terms of authenticity of a certain idea or thought. And this is where you need to keep a balance between your need to explore and your need to look at the big picture. But what you need to do is use your Gemini energy, which is to form opinion and to put things into practice on ground level. So that's where the Gemini Sagittarius angle and the eclipse has been working, these energies of balancing your communication and what to believe in, what do you believe in, and it's about the collective energy as well. The energy is very much based on the collective conscience of the world. It's not anymore just on a personal level. So your belief system, your opinion and perception is affected by what you are listening, what you're hearing on social media and media news. It does get affected. So it's very important to pay more attention to the message you're receiving and your inner self. Listen to your inner voice as well, mostly when forming opinions. So don't just get carried away by what is presented to you from externally. So it's important to also when you're making decisions, especially personal decisions which affects your life and your relationship, it's important to lead from your inner voice and think of what kind of decision you want to make and which path do you want to take. Now new moon energy is a very initiating, sowing seed kind of energy. So it's a great opportunity for you to, sow the seed of intention of what is it you want to achieve. And depending on where Gemini sits in your chart, that energy can be cultivated to reach your goals or whatever, wherever you want to go. Now, Mercury, which is a ruler of Gemini, is retrograde during this new moon and is in very close conjunction to this solar eclipse. So this could be more of a reflective and thoughtful phase, and where you are really digging deep and really listening to your voice and really reflecting and introspecting what is it, what the situation is, and what are your information messages that you have received from people in relationship in your life situation. You're using this time more for reflection rather than taking action. You're really thinking about where do you stand and what is it that you want to move forward, which direction you want to move forward, and how do you want to use this information to benefit yourself, to move forward, basically to grow yourself and to move in the direction in the life, your goals and ambition, whatever you have in your life, how to move in that direction. But this period is very good time to really reflect and introspect, and it's not much of an action oriented time, but it's a time to slow down and think about it. What is it you want to achieve? Now, Neptune is in Pisces during this time, and it is squaring the solar eclipse in Gemini. You may feel a bit of a distraction and confusion as well in your thought process. So it's very important to lead from a more compassionate and sympathetic point of view, rather than just rejecting any information that's coming your way. And if at first on face value it doesn't seem agreeable to what you want to do, it may not seem agreeable because Neptune does create a bit of a confusion and haziness. So it may not, the messages you're receiving, you may not be completely the full picture. So it's a good idea to lead from a place of more compassion and sympathy for others and for yourself as well. Now, just a few days after this new moon in Gemini and solar eclipse in Gemini, there is a Saturn squaring Uranus on the 14th of June. So this square is very profound and it's very revolutionary and very progressive. What it does is it gives you structure and form to your offbeat ideas and thought process that you have, something that is revolutionary, something that may not seem feasible at first, but ultimately it's really revolutionary and really progressive and innovative and really changes the whole picture. And that's what Saturn and Uranus does together. They are long haul planets and they are in a sign for a longer period of time. So they are more generational and more societal changes they bring about. So this square will kind of give you a form and structure to ideas and thought processes and any kind of offbeat innovative ideas that you have that others may not think feasible or can be achieved, but it gives form in that. So this takes you on that path of being progressive and more freedom oriented and keeping more the collective and the whole world and everything, the spiritual side, everything in mind. So this energy is really shaking up any kind of foundation that is not serving the collective anymore. So it's definitely doing, and it could be bringing these energy in your life as well, because if it affects the world on some level, it affects you as well. So it is shaking up foundations and it is bringing about changes in old structure and even very very electrifying and very revolutionary changes in days, months, years to come. You will see these changes and this will affect you personally too. So Gemini is a mutable sign. It's a very agile and moving fast sign. So during this solar eclipse, that's what is really building up. Your mental agility is really on a fast track. You are introspecting, but Gemini has the nature of moving fast. Even your reflection and your thought process is very agile and you're very curious and you really want to make changes and you are really thinking fast and moving forward in that direction. You're very flexible as well, because Gemini is a very flexible sign. It's a mutable sign. They're very flexible and they want to explore and be in various places at the same time. So it's they are always moving around, and that's what it's making you do during this Gemini season and Gemini solar eclipse. You are really very agile, very inquisitive, and very curious and flexible to bring about changes in your life and to move forward. It's a great time to also explore your surrounding, take short trips, and even connect with close ties. So, or initiate new relationship if there is something that is not going the way you want to. It's a good time to reconcile differences, or at least try to reconcile differences. And if you can't reconcile differences, then it's time to move on from the old patterns and move in a direction that you want to move, wherever you want to take your life in. So now I will discuss how the Gemini solar eclipse on 10th June affects each zodiac sign. So if you have personal planet near this degree of 90-degree Gemini during this new moon, then it will affect you personally. Otherwise, every sign has Gemini somewhere and some aspect is made. So look into your chart and see how it affects you and just go from there. Aries, for you the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your third house. Now, third house is the house of communication. It's a house of your sibling, close ties. It's a house of sharing ideas and just generally, your opinion, perception, and how you process information. So a solar eclipse in your third house, what it does is it makes you reevaluate and reanalyze what things that you have been taking for granted, and makes you reconnect with the close ties that you were not much communicating with, and it gives you an awareness to connect with people. Now, third house is also house of learning, so you are definitely very excited, enthusiastic about learning something new, and it could be a short-term course. You could be thinking about doing something more long-term, like a qualification or a graduation or something that's long-term. So any kind of learning and education, you're really very enthusiastic and interested in exploring that path. Your mind is very agile during this time, Aries, and you're very much taking in information and messages, and you're talking to people, and you're really taking in information a lot, and you are really expanding your mind through that. And it's a way of reconnecting with people as well. Communication and information is definitely high on your agenda during this solar eclipse in Gemini, Aries. Now, your ruling planet Mars has been in the sign of Cancer until the day of the solar eclipse, but the very next day, that is on the 11th of June, Mars moves into the sign of Leo, which is of another fire sign, and it's very complementary to your energy. So you will be very much enthusiastic and very action oriented from the very next day after solar eclipse, or in Gemini on the 10th of June. So you are very action oriented, very agile. You're really moving and really want to achieve things fast, and you're really putting that effort. And the energy of Mars is such in Leo that you are feeling very generous and very communicative as well, and you're not really feel tired even if you're putting so much effort in achieving whatever you want to achieve. So you're really energized. You are really moving in that path wherever you want to go, in terms of wanting to learn and sharing information and reconnecting with people close to you. So all this is you're very enthusiastic about during this solar eclipse, and these areas is also getting shaken up. And because of the solar eclipse, there's a new beginning in these areas. So anything that you were ignoring or was not on your mind, and it wasn't a priority until now, you will start to really reevaluate your mindset and really look into it, and you are really interested in going that path. Now, solar eclipse in Gemini for you, Aries, is really rebooting your mind and your brain. So any past connection that is not, or any kind of pattern, past pattern that is not helpful for your growth and your own learning and moving forward, then you will not hesitate to leave that behind and move forward, because you are definitely interested in reconnecting during this time especially. But if it's not serving you, and if it's not really helping you grow, then you are it's fine to, make beginnings in other areas, and, connect with people, new people, network, and, associate with people, like-minded people, and this will really help you grow. Now, Gemini is also the sign of your close environment, your just your neighborhood and your local area community. So it's a good time to also connect with these things in terms of traveling or taking short trips, just explore nearby cities and all that. And all this will really kind of energize you and give you that will open your mind more to what's available, and you will be very surprised to see something that was so close and you had not explored yet. So all this will energize you and will even give you ideas to how you can use this to move forward. Now, it's a great time also to volunteer if you want to volunteer in your community. So it's a great time to do that, and you will be very enthusiastic regarding these matters. So you will be probably volunteering and helping your community during this time. Now, during this Gemini solar eclipse, Saturn is in Aquarius, which is in a harmonious aspect to this new moon, but it is squaring Uranus from the sign of Aquarius, and Uranus is in the sign of Taurus. So Taurus is a fixed sign and Aquarius is also a fixed sign, but Gemini is a very mutable, moving sign. So Taurus is your second house, Aries, and it is really touching your finances. So it's important to keep an eye on that and not get carried away, because Aquarius in the 11th house and Gemini in the 3rd house is a very networking, socializing kind of energy. So you might get carried away and take your eyes off your finances. So keep in mind your finances and budget it and plan your how you want to spend, so that you're not in a financial crisis as a result of going around and spending time and purchasing things that you may regret later on. So it's a good time to purchase something that's important, that you've been thinking about, that is useful, but it's not a great time to purchase something that is more like impulsive buy, which you may regret later on. So keep an eye on your finances, Aries. Now, the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, is retrograde during this solar eclipse. So keep an eye on the communication level as well, because you might have some hiccups regarding anything, any information you're trying to share may get lost through via technology, an email or something can get lost. And this is for all the signs, so it's not just for Aries, because Mercury retrograde is affecting every sign in one aspect or the other of life as per your birth chart. So this is a possibility too. So do recheck and save information, anything that you are sharing. So if you're learning, if you got some application form filling, those kind of things, it's important to look into it a little bit more deeply and analyze and rethink all the information, if it's all there, it's all correct. So it's a good idea to really keep an eye on that. So overall, Aries, for you during this Gemini solar eclipse, you are very communicative and you're very enthusiastic about information, learning, and just networking and reconnecting with people that you have not been reconnecting for some time. Now, because we are in a situation nowadays that meeting people wasn't happening, but now things are opening up and it's a Gemini season, so you are thinking about reconnecting and with close ties and social circles. So all that is great, but keep an eye out on your finances and any kind of technical information hiccup, sharing information, you might emails can get lost, or application form for the purpose of education, further learning may get mingled up. So do keep an eye on those aspects. Taurus, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your second house. Now, the second house is the house of your resources. It's the house of your personal income, your finances, anything that you own and you possess, and that includes your self-worth, your talent, your skills. Now, a solar eclipse in the second house of possessions and your values will make you more attached to things related to this house. And the attachment is almost to the extent of you feeling that you cannot do without it, and you need this material security to feel the sense of self-worth and to move forward in life. Now, this solar eclipse is a great time to really reevaluate your thought process regarding your money and your self-worth, Taurus. It's a good time to reanalyze how you value yourself and how you see the material aspect of life. It's a really good time to really look into your own relationship with your financial standing and your money aspect, your possession, how you view money. It's a great time to reevaluate all these themes, Taurus. Now, solar eclipse is an energy that shakes things up, and during a new moon it's almost trying to make you start something new, at least sow the intention to begin something new in these areas. Now, because of this eclipse, you may feel a sort of worry regarding your finances, and you might even kind of sense it that you might be heading into a financial crisis or some kind of financial difficulty. And Taurus, most of the financial difficulty that you perceive or you think is more to do with your own definition of material and financial standing, your financial standing. You do associate your finances with your security and stability, and the idea of abundance is associated with your sense of self-worth. So it's a good idea to reevaluate this thinking, Taurus, and this solar eclipse in Gemini is giving you that opportunity to think about how you view money in your life. Now, attaching your sense of self-worth to your financial standing is not a healthy thing, because what happens is when you are looking for your sense of self-worth through your resources and possession, it may make you spend on things impulsively that you may regret later on. Now, it's a great time to purchase something that is very important and you are saving for, you're waiting for, and something that is going to make your life better. It's definitely a great time to do that. But any kind of impulsive buying or impulsive spending, any impulsive expenditure can lead to financial crisis, and you may regret it later on. So it's a good time to really look at your finances and make yourself more aware where you stand. So it's a good idea to use this opportunity of this Gemini new moon solar eclipse to put down a budget, a financial plan, especially for the next 6 months until the end of the Sagittarius Gemini eclipse season that ends in December 2021. So it's a good idea to put down a financial plan that is useful for you to understand how your money works, how your resources work. So use this time to really understand your sense of value and how you relate with money aspect of your life. Now, a new moon here can also give you the opportunity to increase your personal income. So there could be a bonus coming your way, or a personal or a salary increment, or something to do with these things, and that can also make you think that you have the money now to spend on things that you want to enjoy. So it's important to be wary of not being caught in this trap of impulsive spending, because your personal income has increased during this Gemini new moon and in the next 6 months period. So it's important to really evaluate your standing, your financial standing, before you are making any purchase or impulsive buying and going in that direction, especially because solar eclipse can bring about a financial crunch. And this may not be complete doom and gloom, but it can really shake you up even for a short period of time. And so it's a good idea to really budget yourself and put down a financial plan, Taurus. Now, especially during this solar eclipse, it's not a great time to invest money or indulge in speculation and all that. So be careful not to go that path, because that can also lead to some kind of financial crisis, because you're allocating your money in things that are not concrete and you don't know what the result's going to be. And this Gemini solar eclipse can cause a bit of confusion regarding that. So it's important to really look into it and understand and reevaluate your situation before you get involved in any kind of financial dealing. So this new moon will definitely bring opportunities to increase your income, or it will give you the capability or the desire to increase income. If you have or not already got a pay rise, you will have this desire to want to increase your income. Now Saturn is in the 10th house and is squaring your Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, which is in your first house. So you're already going through quite a change, a rebooting during the 2021 year regarding your career, your vocation, and your own self-identity, your personal identity, and your destiny, your path, life path where you want to head. So you may be in a situation where you have been able to grow in your career, and as a result you have been able to make an increase in your personal income, and that has given you the capability to spend. So during this Gemini solar eclipse and new moon, and especially the next 6 months, it's important to be very careful regarding your personal income and your financial situation, Taurus. The ruler of Gemini, which is Mercury, is retrograde during this Gemini solar eclipse. So it can give a sense of confusion as well as to what to expect regarding your money matters and your financial standing. So you may be led into believing that you are in a good situation, and you can spend money and indulge in things that you want to on an impulsive level. But it's important to really reevaluate and think about your situation before you take any decision. Especially once Mercury goes direct, you might feel the crunch that you should, or you might have the remorse that you shouldn't have spent that money, and now you are in a financial upheaval. So this solar eclipse is going to shake things up and make you a little bit worried anxious about your financial standing, even though you might have a capability to increase income and maybe even opportunity to increase income. But it's very important to keep in mind your budgeting, your financial plan, and not get into a financial crisis as a result of taking your eyes off your financial situation. Taurus, you are going through a great transformation this year anyways because of the Uranus in your first house. So you have great opportunities to make moves and really head in the direction where you feel more transformed and more rebooted in your life. In terms of many aspects in your life, it's your whole life path, your personal destiny, your money aspect, your career aspect. Everything is getting a reboot during 2021. So use the solar eclipse to understand how you associate your sense of self-worth with all these aspects. So how you associate how do you value yourself, how you see material aspect in your life and the abundance aspect in your life, and not associate that with your sense of personal worth, because there is more to life than money, Taurus, and your sense of value, your own personal worth, is not as a result of your financial standing. So even though you will be really eager to increase your salary and increase your wealth, and you will be very enthusiastic and ambitious in your career to grow and to get ahead, and as a result increase your money making capabilities. But it's important to not get lost in the material aspect of life too much, and understand that relationship and your vocation, your calling in life can be very fulfilling even without attaching the material aspect and the financial aspect of life to it. So overall, Taurus, during this Gemini solar eclipse, financial situation will be almost forced upon you, and you will have to make changes in order to survive. If you take your eyes off your financial situation, you can end up in a crisis. So reevaluate your financial situation, and do not make the mistake of attaching your financial standing to your own sense of self-worth. The new moon and solar eclipse in your second house will give you the opportunity and desire to really enjoy the physical aspect of life and the material aspect of life, and really indulge in sensory gratification of life in terms of spending and enjoying luxurious thing. But it's very important to have a budget and have a financial plan, so that you're not getting in a financial crisis as a result of your overspending and not keeping an eye on your budget. Gemini. For you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your first house, and it's absolutely a great time for you Geminis. Now, the first house is the house of self. It's a house of your personal destiny, your life path, how you see your life going and how others view you. So it is absolutely a great time, Geminis. Now, solar eclipse is a rebooting energy, and it's almost like a rebirthing energy. So in your first house, it's giving you that opportunity to reboot all aspects of your life. Now, from the first house, it aspects the seventh house of relationship, and also it is aspecting your career house and your home environment. So it's a great time to really bring new energy in all these aspects. And if there's something that is not really serving you and is not working for you, then there is a good opportunity to reevaluate those. And if you can reconcile differences, great. If not, you need to move ahead with this opportunity to change your life, to bring about it's a life-changing eclipse, Geminis, and you can really bring about a complete overhaul. Now, with this new moon in your first house is also conjuncting your ruler Mercury, and is also there with the North Node. The North Node is in the sign of Gemini during this Gemini season. That's why there is a solar eclipse in the sign of Gemini. So it's a great time to really reinvent yourself and really see yourself in a different perspective, Geminis. It's a great opportunity to bring about change within yourself, and that could be on a physical, mental, all aspect. In every level you can bring a change, and this is a great opportunity to do that. It's a period of personal development, personal growth, and to move ahead with the new energy, Geminis. Now, new moon is a time of setting intention, and new moon in your first house is a great time to set new intention for your entire life, all aspect of your life. And with the solar eclipse there, what it is doing is it's really giving you that opportunity to manifest the whatever intention you have set and really make it grow and really get the ball rolling for you, Geminis. This solar eclipse is really bringing a new cycle for you, a new life cycle in every aspect, in every sense of the word. It's a new life-changing new cycle. It's almost like a rebirthing time for you. Now, when things get shaken up and things are rebirthing and rebooting and going in a different direction or a new direction, then all other aspects of life also needs adjusting and changing. And if it's not ready for that change and adjustment, then it will be left behind. So any kind of relationship that you're in, especially any romantic or business relationship, so if it's not serving you anymore, or if it's not really helping you grow and it's not helping you on the life path that you want to go on now, then it will be left behind, then it will be of no use to you. So this is a really powerful time for you, Gemini. So use this energy to really manifest new things in your life and really manifest things that you want in your life, something that makes you grow and takes you on that life path, which can really release any stuck energies. So if you were not entirely satisfied with your life and fulfilled with your life situation, now is the time to really make that change, and you will have the opportunity to make that change because it's a reboot from the cosmos and you are really moving in that direction. And you have already, because we are already almost towards the end of the Sagittarius and Gemini eclipse season, which began in the middle of last year 2020 and it will end in December 2021. So we are already 1 year into it and you're already feeling that energy. Now this is the last lap, which begins with solar eclipse in your first house, Geminis, and it's a great time to really push forward all the things that you have been thinking of and planning, and you have reevaluated and you've really looked into it where you want to go, and it's time to really take that step on that path and really go in that direction that really brings about the change, the growth and the development in you for that future, the new future, the rebooted, the rebirth, almost like a rebirthing future, almost like a new you. So it's a great time to take that step on that new path, and really this is a rebirthing time for you. So really use this opportunity to take a step on that path and move forward towards your own future and your personal growth and development, Geminis. Now, solar eclipse is about being true to yourself, Geminis. So whatever suits you, whatever you personally identify with, that's the path you need to take on. What is your inner self telling you? What is it you want for your own self? That's what you really need to cultivate. Now, if there are any stuck energies, anything that's holding you back, those things will be released and you will free you, and you will feel satisfied that all those old patterns that were holding you back is gone now. You're free to really walk on that path that is your future. So the solar eclipse is really bringing the new you out. You have really internalized your emotions and you have reevaluated yourself, and you're really ready for new experiences and new philosophies, new meaning in life, and you really are going in that direction. You are opening yourself up to new beliefs. Anything that you believed until now, especially during childhood and growing up years, and that does not serve you anymore, Geminis, you will be leaving those patterns behind. You will be leaving those belief systems that are holding you back. You will leave them behind, and you're really growing and building your own belief system, your own philosophies in life, your own meaning. What is your understanding of life? Because Saturn and Uranus is squaring during this Gemini solar eclipse in the month of June, and it affects your 9th house and your 12th house, which is your belief system and old patterns. So your belief system is also going through an overhaul, and you are really building up new perspective, and you're exploring new horizons. So you are really building a new philosophy, your new mindset and new belief system for yourself, Geminis. And anything old patterns or anything that is debilitating and not helping you grow, you will be leaving that behind. Throughout the year 2021, Geminis, you're very eager to expand your horizon and meet new people, interact with new cultures, and really build up a entirely new social base. And you're very eager to collaborate and really move in that direction. Now, Mercury is your ruling planet, Gemini, and during this solar eclipse, it's retrograde. So you may have some issues with communication and how you are communicating or how you're coming across. Not much to do with what you are saying, but how it's being interpreted by other people. So just be wary of that, what you're telling, what you're saying, and how you're saying it. So be mindful of the words you use and how you express yourself, and also look yourself from the eyes of other people, how they see you, and how, be perceptive towards what their expectations are from you as well. So you are moving in a new life, new direction, to a new future. Your life path is really getting a reboot, but to understand other people and relationship, it's also a good idea to see from where they are coming. Now, if there's a relationship that's holding you back and is not useful for you, it's good to let it go. But if there is something that can be built upon and you can reconcile and take it along with you, then nothing better than that. And it will help you in opening up your mind and seeing the world differently. So overall, Geminis, during the solar eclipse, a complete new you is emerging. You are really looking into changing whatever you are experiencing in your life currently, and you will go through that overhaul. Whatever life situations you had, and if you were not satisfied with it, you will have this opportunity to change it. And if you are happy with it, then fantastic. Then there's nothing to really change, but it's still a good opportunity to maybe reevaluate what is it maybe needs polishing, and anything that needs building up on, and you are opening up your eyes, expanding your horizon. That it's a good opportunity to use this eclipse season to see life differently. So it may be difficult at times to adapt to the changes, but it's necessary that you do, and it's really time to shine the light on your authentic self, Geminis, and don't hide your inner charm, your inner self, and in your inner exuberance that you have. Show it out to the world and let everybody see what you're made of, and display your skills and abilities and capabilities and your ideas and all that. And you're very interested in doing these as well during this time, and you're very energized to really put yourself out there, and it's a great time to initiate these things, Geminis, and you will see in 6 months time how you have changed and how you have progressed onto that path that is your future, and how beautiful and fulfilling and satisfying it is for you to see that you have made that change, Geminis. Cancer, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 12th house. That's where the new moon is. Now, the new moon is conjunct the north node in your 12th house, as well as the Mercury, which is the ruler of this Gemini sign where the new moon and solar eclipse is occurring. So 12th house deals with your subconscious and your unconscious realm, Cancer. It's not the physical aspect of life. It is more of the astral plane and the metaphysical side of things. It's not concrete. It's something that you feel. It's more of a feeling kind of a house. Now, it also deals with old patterns and closures and karmic patterns, old karmic patterns. So all this is a 12th house theme. Now, when the eclipse occurs in your 12th house, it's trying to tell you that you need to spend more time by yourself in isolation to understand what your subconscious is telling you, what your inner voice is telling you. It's time to get in touch with your spiritual side, your dream world, your subconscious state. It's time to retreat and also to indulge in quiet hours where you are having a more peaceful time away from other people, so that you can think and reevaluate what is going on in your life. You can introspect. Now, it's a great time as well to practice yoga and meditation, which really helps to recharge your brain and really rejuvenates your whole mind, body and soul. So it's a great time to do that. Now, 12th house deals with service because it's the axis of 6th and 12th, and both houses do deal with service. But with the 12th house, it's more service to other people. Now, 12th house is also the house of service. So it's a good time also to participate in volunteering work in your community, if that's kind of helps you open up to your own inner world, inner self, because when you're of service to other people, it gives you a sense of peace, Cancer, because you are a watery, spiritual, intuitive sign, and you do enjoy when you are in a situation where you are nurturing and helping other people. So it's a great time to initiate something like that. Now, 12th house is also a very low energy, inactive house. So it deals with things that are behind the scene. So you may feel that during this eclipse, things are not moving in your life and everything is stagnant, and you're not feeling the energy to do things as you want to do. You may feel that the world is moving ahead and fast while you are still in that same place. But be rest assured that this is the best time for you to prepare and to really reevaluate and rethink your strategy, what you want to do when the new moon occurs in your first house in Cancer in a few weeks' time. So this is a great time for you, Cancer, to really understand what is it your subconscious is telling your inner voice, what is it you really want, the direction you want to take and how you want to go about, because new moon is a very initiating and energy, and it is a great time to start something new. So with solar eclipse in your 12th house, it's a great time to really dig deep into your subconscious and even pay attention to the dreams that you get during this time, because they can really be indications of what's going on in your life. You're very intuitive as well during this time, Cancer. So use this intuition and this inner work, the inner voice, to really understand what's going on in your life and where are you heading, what you want to achieve going forward when the Cancer season starts in a few weeks' time. Now, 12th house is also a very creative, imaginative and artistic house. So you can really use this time to do something creative and artistic. Now, the eclipse season of Sagittarius and Gemini axis lasts until December 2021. So you've got another 6 months to go. So you can really use this time to learn something creative or if you are artistic already, then you can put it down. You can maybe write, because Gemini is about communication, writing. So you could write something creative if you want to express your feelings, and whatever you're feeling inside, you can write or do something creative, and it's all going to really help you understand your state of mind. Now, 12th house is also the house of self-undoing and hidden enemies. So it's very important that you're taking care of your well-being, Cancer. And well-being is not just your physical, but it's also mental, spiritual, just overall the whole mind, body and spirit. And if you feel that your immunity and energy is getting affected because of demands of other people around you, then it's very important to protect yourself and safeguard your boundaries as well. So do protect yourself, Cancer, and don't let the boundaries dissolve around you, because 12th house energy is a very Neptunian energy. It's a Pisces, a natural Pisces house. So you can feel a sense of the boundaries are dissolving around you, and you are just becoming too many things to too many people. So it's important to keep your boundaries and safeguard your interest and your own well-being, Cancer. So during this Gemini new moon and solar eclipse, Cancer, it's the best time to take a back seat and really relax and have a time where you are creative and artistic, and you're really rejuvenating and recharging your batteries instead of taking action and being action oriented. It's a good time to really relax and have quiet hours and be introspective and what you want to do in future. Also, it is important to be honest to yourself. Be open and honest to yourself and to other people, so that you can manage expectations better, Cancer. Now, sometimes it's better to seclude yourself in order to heal yourself, Cancer, because sometimes when you're in the crowd, it can really overwhelm you. So it's a good idea to use this time, this new moon in your 12th house, this solar eclipse in your 12th house, to rejuvenate and take a backseat and really recharge your batteries. So be mindful that you're not using this time of Gemini new moon time to make hasty decisions and quick decisions, and decisions that is not coming from a more deeper personal space, but is being made on the spur of the moment and due to external pressure. And if you're feeling any kind of fear or security issues or stability issues, and it's making you make these decisions quick and fast, it's a good idea to really take a backseat and really use this particular time especially to think about what you want to do in future. You're a very spiritual sign, Cancer. You're very intuitive and you're very emotional sign, so you are very much in touch with your emotions, and also you can absorb the emotions of people around you. But during this time, Mercury is retrograde, and which is the ruler of Gemini, where the solar eclipse is occurring. So you may feel the messages you're getting and the information you're getting around is not concrete, or you're getting mixed feelings about it. So it's very important to really think over whatever you are about to do and whatever steps you're about to take. So take in all the information, the messages that's coming to you, and listen to your inner voice, your subconscious, and use this time to really introspect and really prepare yourself and sow the seeds of intention, what you want to do in future, because a new moon will occur in Cancer in a few weeks time, and the Cancer season will begin in a few weeks time. So Sun will be in your first house, and that would be a good time to initiate and take things forward more on a more action based, and really make things happen at that point of time. So overall, Cancer, during this Gemini new moon and solar eclipse in your 12th house, you are very much spiritually inclined, and you're very much listening to your subconscious, and it's a good opportunity to do that. And you're really concerned with your own inner well-being, and you are taking this opportunity to really understand yourself and what is it that you want. You're listening to your inner voice and your subconscious, and you're letting go of old patterns, things that are not serving you anymore, and things that are not good for you. It's a good time to just let it go and move forward with this renewed energy, the renewed recharged energy that you can accumulate during this solar eclipse in your 12th house. And doing this will really make you happy and prosperous within yourself and also with other people. So you will have this relationship with yourself and with other people where everything seems more in tune and balanced and is more harmonious, Cancer. Leo, for you the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 11th house. Now 11th house deals with your social circle. It's the peers, the colleagues, the friends, anybody in your social circle that you interact with. It also deals with organization and clubs that you're part of. 11th house also deals with your projects and your future projects, and also your hopes and wishes. So solar eclipse in this house, 11th house for you Leos, will make you want to interact and reconnect with the social group a bit more. And this interaction may give rise to changing in dynamics, how you perceive your social group and your colleagues, your peers, acquaintances in your life, and how they view you. So there would be a change in that aspect. Now new moon is an initiating energy, so there is something that can change in these aspects, and something can be restarted, rebooted in the 11th house matter. So if you're part of any group activities or any teamwork that you don't associate yourself anymore, you may have this opportunity, or you may feel that it's time for some kind of rebirthing, some kind of changing, and moving in a direction that into something that you associate yourself more with and can connect yourself with more with. Now if you feel that you're connected to a cause that is not favoring you or fulfilling you, or you're not spiritually connected with that cause, then you will see the dynamics changing, and that may lead to you moving away from that organization, club, or even if it's your work environment, your job. If you feel that it's not working out, any group activities or teamwork that you're involved in, if you see it's not working out anymore, you might think about moving on, and there would be an opportunity to do that going forward, especially in the next 6 months till the end of the year, December 2021, when the Gemini and Sagittarius solar eclipse comes to an end. The season of Gemini and Sagittarius eclipse season, which started last year, mid 2020. Now this eclipse will also show you who your true friends are. So the change in dynamics will make you see things more clearly in terms of who you can really depend on, and you will have a sense of to connect with your friend circle and your acquaintances, and offer more of yourself for the purpose of the group work and the teamwork. So you may be contributing a bit more in the team environment that you're in, or any group activities or projects that you're involved in. You may be inclined to offer more of yourself and put in more work from your side. Now make sure that if you are getting involved in a teamwork and you're offering more of yourself and you're really committed to it, do make sure that it resonates with your inner self, your inner needs, and what your belief system is, and how do you associate with it, what is your life philosophy, and it's on the same path as what you believe in. And also keep in mind your own personal interests, Leos, when you are involved in a teamwork. So doing the hard work is great, but you need to keep your own personal interest in mind as well, so that you're not exerting too much. Now for the next 6 months till the end of the year, Leos, you will have many opportunities to get involved in seminars, projects, conferences, sharing ideas with your fellow colleagues, and people you're working with, and your team, and just your social environment. And this can be an online thing as well, because Gemini is a social media, it does represent social media. So it can be an online thing as well, that you're sharing ideas and you're really putting yourself out there, and you're involved in collaborating with people to put your ideas, and you're sharing ideas through collaboration as well. So all this is a possibility, Leo, and it's a good idea to really understand where you're coming from. Your own internal viewpoint is very important, so keep that in focus and at the center of things, so that you're not diverting from your personal interest and ideas and what your viewpoint is. So keep that in mind, Leos. Now if a situation does arise where you think you're not able to associate with the group activities and the people you're working with, your acquaintance, then it's perfectly fine to break it off and move forward with the energy that you can associate with, and be part of organizations and clubs and groups where you are able to offer yourself on a more healthy level. So, and you're able to connect on a healthy level. So make sure you're asserting your own internal needs, and you're coming from a place of your own inner voice and instinct, rather than just going with the flow and drifting to other people's rhythm. So make sure your vision of your future is clears what you want, where do you see yourself in the future. Make sure it's all clear to you, it's all chalked down. Make a plan if you haven't already. So do follow your future and your vision of the future, and collaborate with people who support you in that your dream or your future vision of yourself. Now, during the solar eclipse, the ruler of Gemini, which is Mercury, it's retrograde. So when Mercury goes retrograde, you may have situations where your communication is a bit not on point, and things can get lost in email, through technology, and you may be signing contracts, or if you are signing contracts, or if you're getting involved in a group activities, you get into it and may regret later on. So it's important to be fully aware what you're getting into and not blindly just go with the flow. Now, due to this Mercury retrograde, Leos, you may experience some sort of communication delays and just a chaotic and social life as well. So it's important to keep your mind in check and really think over what you're doing, and not get involved in any kind of politics in the office politics, or any kind of gossip or rumors, any kind of that thing. If it's happening in your workplace or in your social circle, don't get involved in those things, especially during the Mercury retrograde, and even after that. Just don't get involved, because it can really worsen the situation. So just do your work and move on towards the vision that you are seeing yourself going towards. So just focus on your future, Leos, and just keep your mind straight, and just cut down all the gossip around you and just focus on what you're doing. Now, Leos, your career, your vocation in life is totally transforming and is going through a great changes, and because Uranus is in Taurus in your 10th house since a few years now, and will be there for a few more years. Now, Saturn is squaring Uranus from the 7th house, which Saturn just moved in early this year. It moved in the sign of Aquarius. Now, this square is really changing and really unearthing anything that was not serving you anymore, and really changing your whole viewpoint regarding how you see your vocation, what is your calling in life. You're really very motivated to go on towards that direction, and this solar eclipse in Gemini is going to help you, because next year when you have the solar eclipse season in your 10th and 4th house angle, the axis of 10th and 4th house, then you will see more changes in terms of really things moving forward and fast. So now is the time that to really sow the seeds and really build up that foundation of whatever you're trying to achieve. And many Leos may be already on that path. So it's a great time to really put down the hard work and work towards that vision, that future, that calling in life, and make sure you're doing something that is you love and you're really interested in. It's really more of a passion for you, because 5th house is about your personal passion, and solar eclipse in your 11th house is on the axis of 11th and 5th house. So it's absolutely important that you are really using your passion, internal passion, to reach out and to create that vision, that the future that you want for yourself. Now, your current situation, if you're in a job contract or any kind of other contract situation that you're in, that may be kind of holding you back from fully realizing your career dreams and your calling, but that will change in due course towards the end of the year. But this is a good time to really focus on what you're offering and put it out to your audience, to the world, to see what your capabilities and skills are, and really share the ideas. And with Gemini in the 11th house, it is about social media as well. So, and your networking, your community. If you're not doing it over social media, you can do it in your community. So do put yourself out there and share your ideas and skills and really grow from there, Leos. So overall, Leos, I would say during this solar eclipse, you are definitely personally affected, because Sun is your ruling planet, Leos. And whenever there's a solar eclipse, it really affects you, especially out of all the signs. So you are really going towards a future. You're going towards a different vocation, a different calling in life, and also seeking personal independence through it. That is your ultimate dream, Leos. That's your vision of the future, to be able to use your skills and talent to present it to the world and share ideas and put it out all there and make a difference through that in the lives of people. And that's what you enjoy, that's what you want to do. You are really looking towards that future where you are using your skills, your healing skills, your whatever skills you have, to help the people, to help the collective. So you are charting your own path, Leo, and you are going in that direction of personal independence. So stay on your path, and if you think anything is holding you back, then do break off from it and move forward, because you have all the things, all the skills you need. You have it in you, Leos, already. So use that and move towards that personal independence that you are seeking. Virgos, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 10th house. Now, 10th house is the house of your career. It's the house of any authority figure in your life, your vocation, your life path. It also deals with your reputation and your image. Now, solar eclipse in the 10th house brings up themes of difficulty related to your career. Maybe you are overworking and you are not able to balance your home and you're not able to balance your private life and your professional life, or there is an authority figure that is very demanding and is expecting a lot from you. So all these things can occur during the solar eclipse and going forward for the next 6 months as well. Now you have Saturn in Aquarius in your 6th house. Now 6th house deals with your work environment and your daily job, daily routine, what you do on a daily basis. Now with this combination, with the 6th house and 10th house combination, there could be heavy themes related to your work environment and your career. So you could be neck deep in the work that you're doing. You could be really committing yourself to more than you can handle. So be wary what you are promising, and you're not over promising. And if you are really getting involved in something, make sure you are able to delegate and only take on things that you can handle yourself. Now solar eclipse in your 10th house brings about a change in your career as well. Now you can expect a promotion or a different job, or moving away, or any kind of increment in your professional life, or just in your reputation, in your image, in the eyes of the authority figure. There can be some kind of change. Now this change can be both sides. It can be a very positive change, but there's also a possibility of not so positive change. So be aware what you are and how you're handling yourself and how you're projecting yourself in front of authority figure. Now you have great desire for recognition and to climb that ladder, that career ladder, and you are putting effort to be there, to get there. Now you may feel that authority figure at times are not, or overseeing your work, or you're not really highlighted, you're not visible to them. So you need to really put yourself out there, project yourself in a way, but not get overwhelmed in the eyes of authority figures. So don't overdo it, but do your work and project yourself in a way that you are visible to them. And if there's an opportunity for promotion or career growth, you are considered and you're not overlooked, Virgos. So be sure how you're projecting yourself. It all matters, because 10th house and 6th house is definitely your work related environment, your career related environment aspect of life that's coming into play now. Now you may feel that because of overwhelming career demand during this time, your private life is getting affected and you're not able to find a work-life balance, and this can have an effect on your health, Virgos, because 6th house deals with your health as well. So make sure you're not over promising and overdoing and not taking care of your health and your well-being. So it's very important that you're balancing the energies properly. And once you have put in the hard work and you're projecting yourself in a positive light in the eyes of the authority figure, then you will be very confident as well to seek that promotion. So this solar eclipse will make you want to go for that promotion. Even if you think you are being overlooked, you will make sure that you are able to approach your authority figure or whoever is a decision maker and show them that what you're made of, what your skills and abilities are, and you will definitely put yourself in the light, in the spotlight, and be visible to them, so that that promotion comes to you and doesn't go to somebody else who's less worthy or is not working as hard as you, Virgos, or is not as deserving as you, Virgos. Now, the ruler of Gemini, where the solar eclipse is occurring, is Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde during this solar eclipse. So you can expect communication errors or emails getting lost or meetings being scheduled wrongly, or any kind of technology related and communication related errors can happen. So be extra careful, Virgos, and really look deeply, and more attention to detail is definitely required during this time, and this will help you avoid any kind of mistakes that can occur due to this Mercury retrograde, especially because your career and work life is so much highlighted and in spotlight during this Gemini solar eclipse. Any errors related to these matters can occur. So be more careful and really look deeply and what you're doing, the job that you're doing, so that you're not making any mistakes, Virgos. So overall, Virgos, during this Gemini solar eclipse, you are really on. So overall, Virgos, during this Gemini solar eclipse, career is definitely at the top of your mind. It's a major priority, and also your work life, your work environment is really very busy. Your schedule is really chock-a-block, and you are really focused on that. So make sure you are not overexerting yourself and getting ill due to that. So health is definitely a priority too, along with your work. So you keep in mind your own well-being and your own health. And if the work schedule is really busy, cut it down and take some break as well, so that you're able to regulate your body, mind, body and soul to align yourself with that career path and the career growth that you're expecting or desiring. So make sure your well-being is also taken care of, along with all this job and career aspirations that you have, Virgos. Your mind is evolving, Virgos, and your idea about your own philosophy in life, your own self-concept, what you think, what is your perception, is changing, and your daily life is very busy too. So it's very important to balance it all out and keep your health in mind. It's very important that your health is not suffering. Libra, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 9th house. Now, 9th house is the house of philosophy, your personal philosophy and your belief system, how you view the world. 9th house also rules your expansion of yourself to a higher domain through education and traveling. So 9th house brings a theme of expanding your mind and your belief system through travel and higher learning. So the solar eclipse in your 9th house is really asking you to see the bigger picture, and is asking you to go beyond your limits and your boundaries that you have created for yourself. So open your mind and really expand your horizon through learning and through meeting people from different culture. Now, you will be very keen to travel during this time. Now, if that is possible, it's fantastic to do some traveling and meet new people, experience different culture and open your mind through that. Now, if that is not possible, you can also expand your mind through meeting people from different culture via different means, which can be through online interaction or through a forum or blogs or things like that. And your mind's eye will be opened through all this interaction. You will really feel that what you stood for up till now is going through a change, and your philosophy in life, your own personal meaning of life, and how you see the world, how you view the world and the people and your relationship, everything in your life will go through an overhaul, and you will realize the current situation you're in is not satisfying you anymore. You are really very eager for adventure, and you're very curious around this time, and you really want to explore, expand your mind. You're ready to push your limits around this time, Libra, and you're really even questioning your own moral codes and the standards you live by on a daily basis, and not just your life but also relationships that you have in your life, how you deal with it and how you view yourself and others. All this thing is going to go through a change. Now, new moon energy is about bringing new things in life. It's a rebirthing time, and it's a time to set intention. So you can set intention around this time, and for the next 6 months until December 2021, you can realize your potential in these areas. Now, this can trigger you to maybe take up a course or, go towards education or some kind of qualification. And you're very eager to expand your mind through that. So you could be taking up a course, you could be signing up to a course around this time, or at least you probably are thinking about signing up to a course, or maybe you are researching into what you can start learning in coming few months. And it's a great time to do that, because this education for you, Libra, is not much about qualification per se, but it's more about expanding your mind. So choose a subject that you're really passionate about. Do something you enjoy, and that can really open your mind and your philosophy in life. Now, Libra, around this time, you may even come in touch with people who are inspiring to you, who are inspirational to you. Even it could be a mentor, a teacher, or somebody who has life experiences, who can offer you advice and really guide you, and you can take their advice and really move forward and build your new philosophy, your new ideas about life, and your own belief system can go through a sea of change. Now, all this is going to change your mind a lot and make you even wiser, because you're now leading your life through experiences. You're really experiencing the ground reality, and you're really going through that. It's not just about sitting in a place and depending on theoretical knowledge. You are really applying it to the real world, and you're learning through other people. You're learning through other people's experiences, and that's the best thing. So you're very dedicated to changing your philosophy around this time, Libra, and you're very curious about adventure and eager to experience new thing and set new goals for yourself, and have a new vision for yourself, for your own future. So this is a great time to set the intention, sow the seeds for the future, the vision you have for your future to achieve that. It's a great time to sow the seed around this time, around this Gemini solar eclipse. And this will really give you that push towards that direction that you want to take your life towards. Now, as ninth house is about traveling and exploring different cultures, so if you do plan to take that trip abroad, it's a great time to do that, but be careful, because around this time Mercury is retrograde, and Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, where the solar eclipse is occurring. So be careful about any communication error or transportation related error, or something that may cause delays in flights or your transportation, or if you're booking a flight, there might be errors there. So be careful and look deeply into it before you make that decision to book a flight abroad. So plan the thing very well and give attention to detail, so that you don't miss out on any information which may cause error in the future, or may delay things in the future. So keep an eye out for any kind of communication or transportation related delays or error. Now, Libra, you are a cardinal sign, so use this energy, which is more of a mutable energy, to set your future goals and be flexible about it a little bit. So do set boundaries, but don't keep it too rigid. Now, if you need to change or adjust anything, and also as your mind is opening up and you're experiencing new thing, keep things more flexible a little bit around this time, because your life is changing now, your philosophy is changing, your beliefs system, your mindset, everything is changing. So you don't want a future plan that's not flexible, because you don't want to be caught up in a situation where you don't have room to, you don't have wiggle room. So you need to have a plan for the future that is flexible, a little bit more adjustable, and you can use your cardinal energy to go on that path, to push yourself to take action and decisions and go that path, Libras. So overall, Libra, for you during this Gemini solar eclipse, you are ready to leave your comfort zone, and you're really ready to go out in the world and experience things, new things. And that's what your mind is telling you. You're ready to explore different philosophies and different meaning of life. And you may come across people who might help you on this path. And it's a great time to take this journey. So if you're faced with any kind of opportunity that is adventurous, new, and curiosity filled, then do say yes to these experiences and go and explore these things. And this will really open up your mind, Libras. And this is a great time to do that. Now, from this solar eclipse until the end of the year, December 2021, it's a great time to use this energy to keep expanding your mind and your soul, Libras. Scorpio, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 8th house. Now, 8th house is a natural Scorpio house, and it deals with things that is intimate and joint related. So 8th is a money house, so it deals with your joint finances and social finances, including any kind of debt, inheritance, insurance, any kind of that themes. So all this comes down to the 8th house. Now, a solar eclipse occurring in your 8th house is a very intense time, Scorpio. And this energy is all about empowerment and awareness, self-awareness, Scorpio. So you will be faced with situation which may not be pretty all the time, and you may find information that is very revealing in terms of your intimate situation and in terms of your financial situation, shared financial situation. You may come to face with information or situation regarding inheritance or debt, or the spending habit of the partner you have, which is not very savory and it's not positive, and it's affecting the joint financial situation. So all these themes can come up. Now, it's also a very good Now, solar eclipse in the 8th house is also giving you good opportunities to pay off any debt if you have already, or also you can ask for loan or any kind of financial help from a bank institution or somebody whom you love and somebody who can support you, somebody who's you're close to and can help you financially. So all these themes are also there, and you can get the support that you need in your financial matter. Also, it's a great time, Scorpio, to put down a budget and a financial plan if you don't have any already. Now, if your finances are not in check and you don't have a good control of your finances, then it's a good time to lay down some rules for your finances and not indulge in impulsive buying or extravagant spending. And keep an eye on your finances so that you don't end up in a financial crisis, whether it's through your own doing or through the other people, your partner, spouse, or anybody whom you share your finances with. Now, solar eclipse is a very shaking up energy, and new moon is a very initiating kind of new energy. In the 8th house is triggering you, giving you the opportunity to better your financial situation and even ask for a loan or something from the bank if you are willing, if you want to purchase something important, something substantial, not something that is just to splurge. So be sure that so make sure when you are requesting money, when you're requesting a loan, don't use that loan to spend on things that is not of any use in terms of to grow you or to better your situation. Use the money on something that you need and not something that is just going to you're going to regret it later on. Now, 8th house deals with empowerment. It deals with transformation. So solar eclipse here gives you the opportunity to work on yourself, to develop your own skills, and if you got any talent or any passions that you have, to develop these skills and to master yourself and grow from there. Use these passions and the interest that you have to develop yourself. Now, 8th is a very psychological house, so you may be interested in subjects related to this house, which is in psychology or in forensic science or research related things, or even occult sciences or hidden knowledge. Just basically you are expanding your mind. You're interested in more information and knowledge related to these themes that is more hidden, and you are more interested in how things work on a more deeper level rather than just surface level. So you will be interested in taking up these subjects, and you will be very curious to know more about these things around this solar eclipse. Now, you may also have dreams that are quite fateful. Now, Saturn is in your 4th house in the sign of Aquarius, Scorpios. So your home environment is already going through a change, and is already going through the structure in your home environment is already getting an overhaul. Now, during the solar eclipse, you have this opportunity to use some of the money that you come by to maybe renovate your home or house you have. You don't need to go into a drastic renovation and complete overhaul or complete changing of the whole design. You can just do a little bit of tweak here and there just to update it and to make it look new, and something that something that is enjoyable and something that changes your mood as well. So it will be really helpful to do that. Now, the ruler of Gemini, where the solar eclipse is occurring, is Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde around this solar eclipse. So it's a good idea to check the fine prints if you're signing up a contract or taking up a loan or anything like that. Or if you can postpone signing up a loan until the end of the Mercury retrograde, then nothing like that. But if you are ending up doing that, then it's very good idea to really look deeply into it, so that you're not getting yourself into something that you will regret later on, or something that may lead to errors or miscommunication later on. So look deeply into it, the contract that you're signing. Just get all the details in place and look at it more minutely than just passing it quickly. So make sure you are reading the fine prints, really signing up things fully aware, not half-witted. With Saturn in your 4th house, Scorpios, family environment, the family dynamic is changing, and there might be some kind of tension around that as well. So make sure you are balancing the energies well, and you're focusing more on the positive side, even though it may be difficult at times to do that. But keep a positive persona, and if you're faced with any kind of difficulty, refocus your energy, channel your energy constructively, use your communication skills, and whatever knowledge that you have, whatever advice or wisdom that you have, that you can offer to people in your family environment, use that to steer yourself in the positive and the correct constructive direction. So overall, Scorpio, solar eclipse in your 8th house can bring up uncomfortable situations, especially because you have Saturn in your 4th house and Uranus in your 7th house. So family themes, relationship, and joint finance, and all these themes can come to a situation where it's uncomfortable and it's unsavory, and you are quite upset about the situation as well. There's a lot of drama and even a crisis situation happening around these themes. So it's very important to have these open discussions with people in your life, so that things are resolved and not left unresolved, which can become more difficult later on. So have that healthy, constructive conversation with people if you are worried about your financial situation, or if it has come to that your money matters, your joint finances, your shared resources are getting affected due to any relationship you have or family environment or anything of that sort. So have that open conversation, constructive conversation, so that you're able to resolve these matters, Scorpio. Sagittarius, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 7th house. Now, 7th house is the house of partnership, both personal and business. So with a solar eclipse in your 7th house, you can expect some kind of movement in terms of your partnership, in terms of your relationship. Now, there could be a difficulty or obstacle or some kind of crisis in these areas. So it all depends what is the current state of your relationship, of your partnership. Now, if your partnership is in a healthy state and a happy state, then the solar eclipse has a tendency to reinforce that that stability and strengthen the relationship. Now, on the other hand, if the relationship and the partnership that you have, and this could be both business and personal, it's any kind of committed relationship. So if it's not in a healthy state, and if it's really not satisfying you, fulfilling you in any way, then this solar eclipse has a tendency to break things off and make you brave enough to leave it and move on. Now, what the solar eclipse will do in your 7th house is it will make you more aware in terms of the state of affairs in your relationship. So you will have increased awareness regarding what is happening in your relationship and what is going wrong, if it is going wrong, or what is going right, if it's all healthy and happy. So you will be able to channel your energy or refocus your energy and put your effort in it. If you are willing to, improve it, then there is an opportunity to do that as well. Now, if you think that it's not going anywhere, the relationship or the business partnership, any contractual relationship you have, then you will be in a state, in a mental state to move on from that. Now, this solar eclipse is in your 7th house, Sagittarius. So the awareness is not necessarily regarding the other person. It's also the awareness regarding yourself. What is your state of mind? Where do you stand in the relationship, and what is your contribution in the relationship? So you will be more aware of your own dealings, how you handle a relationship, how you handle a partnership, and you will be willing to make changes. And this new moon in Gemini will give you more sensitivity towards looking within yourself, how compatible you yourself are. It will give you more awareness towards other people as well, how other people are conducting themselves with you, and what are their expectation of you, and how they are contributing to the relationship. But most of all, it will give you an insight within yourself, to see where do you stand, what is your contribution, and how do you understand the relationship, and how do you want to take it forward, and if at all you want to take it forward. And if you do want to take it forward, and if it's a happy and healthy relationship, then this solar eclipse will consolidate and strengthen your relationship, Sagittarius. Now, for those Sagittarius who are not married, this solar eclipse can give you marriage as well. Now, if that's what you're looking for, if you are feeling you're single, you're alone, and you want to get into a partnership and you want to marry, the solar eclipse will open such doors that you will find a romantic partner which you can have more of a long-term relationship with. So it is possible, but the solar eclipse can go either way. So you may find somebody you can commit to, or you can realize the one you are with the relationship cannot sustain on a long-term basis. So it's both the sides. So it's basically, solar eclipse here is opening your mind and giving you more awareness regarding your own situation and the situation of other person and your whole relationship dynamic. It really opens up your mind to look more deeply into, and it will reveal to you what's going on. Now, if you are signing a contract or getting into a business partnership, this solar eclipse is also a very strong, life-changing energy for you. So if you are getting into a business partnership and you have looked into the dynamics of it and you are happy with it and you want to go ahead with it, then this solar eclipse is consolidating these partnership as well, and you will be able to find somebody you can work with. You will be able to find satisfying and balanced business relationship. Now, Sagittarius, the ruler of Gemini, where the solar eclipse and new moon is occurring, is Mercury. So Mercury during this time is retrograde. Now, when Mercury goes retrograde, your thinking is more in retrospective motion. So you think in a more of a later kind of thing. So you internalize your communication, a thought process, and give it a thought later on. So what can happen during a Mercury retrograde, especially especially when affecting your seventh house, it can cause some kind of miscommunication in your relationship and can make things messy. So it's very important that you're communicating, you're thinking, and using this retrospective energy to introspect before you opening your mouth and speaking your truth out, Sagittarius. Now, be careful of the words you choose and how you express yourself and how you communicate with your partner. And this is not just your romantic partnership, even business partnership. You need to be very wary of what you are saying and how you're saying it, so that you don't create a more difficult scenario for later on regarding your business partnership as well, and your personal relationship, personal partnership as well, or any kind of relationship. It's not always, seventh house does not always just deals with business partnership or romantic partnership. It's any one-to-one interaction, one-to-one relationship. It can be with your parents, it can be with your siblings, it can be at your work, with your friends, any kind of one-to-one interaction that you are you're dealing with. You need to be wary of how you're communicating yourself, the words, the choice of words. And sometimes, Sagittarius, it's good to not say if it hurts somebody's feeling, and keep it within you. But so be wary of what you're saying. It's very important not to mess up the relationship due to the words spoken. Now, Saturn is transiting through your third house, Sagittarius, which is a house of expressing yourself and communicating. And with this Mercury retrograde, so you may feel that what you want to express, you're not able to express fully or constructively or effectively. So it's very important to choose your words correctly, so that you're not causing more issues in terms of your relationship. But that does not mean that you're not saying at all. Communication is paramount. You need to express what you're feeling within. It's just that it's a good idea to think over what you're saying, Sagittarius. Now, new moon in Gemini is an energy that is renewing and initiating energy. So it's a time when you can sow the seeds of intentions for the next 6 months until the end of 2021, in December 2021. And anything you want to achieve in the next 6 months, it's a good idea to sow that seed. Now, if you're doing any kind of learning or any kind of education, short courses, it's a great time to do that as well, to initiate that, because Gemini is that energy that is helping you to learn and express yourself. And with Saturn going through your third house, initially you may feel a bit hesitant regarding doing something, but it's a good idea to use this energy to consolidate and express yourself and communicate more with the people, and in your relationship and all, any kind of interaction that you have. It's a good idea to really express yourself, not to be tongue-tied and not to hold yourself back, but be wary of how you express yourself, especially around the Mercury retrograde period. So overall, Sagittarius, this Gemini solar eclipse new moon is really affecting your house of relationship, of your close relationship, of your important relationship, the important relationship that you have in your life. The solar eclipse is affecting that. Now, the drama and the crisis that may happen in these areas can be resolved if you really examine your own situation and where you are in your life, what situation you are in your life. And it's a good idea to create this awareness regarding your own needs and the needs of other people, and really see and really find a balance with both the energies. Now, communication is very important. Gemini is a very communicative sign, and your Mercury is retrograde around this time with Saturn in the third house. So words should be spoken, and you need to express most definitely, but what you're saying, you need to be a little bit more careful, because it can create mess and miscommunication due to what you're saying. But nevertheless, it's very important to express your truth and do that with your relationship. Have open conversation, and constructive conversation, so that you can resolve anything that is troubling you or troubling your relationship, so that you can pick things up and move forward together to build a stronger relationship in your life, Sagittarius. Capricorns, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse occurs in your 6th house. Now, 6th house is the house of your health, most importantly, and it's also the house of your work and your daily life and your daily routine. So a solar eclipse here is really shaking up your health habits, how you see your health and how healthy are you. So it's very important to focus your energies in finding a balance between your work and your health, and prioritize your health, your well-being, Capricorn. Now, you are working really hard and you've been working very hard. You are a workaholic sign. So it's very important to balance things out, because if you don't balance things out, then this solar eclipse can really throw you off and really make you ill or give you some kind of disease that you don't want to be in that situation. So for the next 6 months, it's very important that you're taking care of your health. And if you have work commitments or schedules that are really, really busy and you're not able to take care of your health, it's important to have another look at it and really balance these things out. Because if you don't take care of your health, then the solar eclipse will create situation in the next 6 months where you will be in a situation where you will have to really force yourself to take care of your health. And this can be as a result of an illness. Now, illness can be due to fatigue, overwork, stress-related illness, or just your health, your food habits, diet, or your exercise, lack of exercise, things like that. Because if you're working really hard and your schedule is very busy, you tend to forget about your health. You don't pay attention as to where your health and your well-being is going. So it's very important to have a healthy body, Capricorn, because if you don't have a healthy body and healthy mind, then you cannot apply yourself in a constructive and positive way to your daily life and your work routine. So it's all starts with a healthy body and a healthy mind. So your health, so your well-being, your self-care aspect of life is paramount, and do lead from there. And the solar eclipse will tell you that that is the most important thing for you, Capricorn, at the moment. And work can be done, and you are a workaholic sign, but it's very important to take care of your health. Now, it is a very busy time for you, Capricorns, because you have Mercury in the 6th house and North Node in the 6th house as well during this time. So with this new moon energy, there is an opportunity to change your situation. If you think you are overworking yourself, or you're not able to say no to your clients or to your authority figure in your life or the people you're working with, if you think it's not fulfilling and satisfying you anymore, or it's not serving you or favoring you or doing you any good, then it's a good time to initiate something new as well. Look for something that you enjoy more, or something that can give you more free time to have a more balanced life and more balanced and more healthy life. So you can even initiate something new in terms of your work schedule. Maybe change your hours, or maybe reduce your hours to take care of yourself, Capricorn. Now, this solar eclipse is really overhauling your daily routine, your lifestyle, how you lead your daily life, how you go about your life on a daily basis, and your habits. It's really overhauling you. And what it's asking you is to look at your own fulfillment and your own happiness in terms of your daily habit. Are you happy with your job? Are you happy with your health? Are you happy with your work situation? Are you happy with your habits and your routine and regime? All that daily thing that you are doing. Are you happy with working long hours? Are you happy with always working on weekends and do overworking? Is it really leading to overall holistic life experience for you? If not, then it's very important that you use the solar eclipse energy for the next 6 months to introduce something in your life that makes life a little bit more flexible rather than rigid in terms of your work habits. A little bit flexibility is very important in life, and it's good for healing purposes, for you to heal yourself. Now, from 6th house, the axis of 12th house is comes into play. And 12th house is about retreat. It's about recharging your batteries and getting away from the busy humdrums of life, and having your own little time where you can really think about your well-being, about yourself, basically. And it's very important that you do that, Capricorn. Now, this sense of dissatisfaction in your daily life and your reduced immunity level during this solar eclipse, and also a reduced sense of balance in life, will all this together will awaken you and make you more aware about making some changes, and give you that opportunity and that push to overhaul things and to change things, to find a balance in your life, and prioritize your health and well-being and just general happiness and satisfaction, fulfillment level. For the sake of your own well-being, you have this, for the sake of your well-being, Capricorn, you have this opportunity to really change that and really think over how you can bring about that change. Now, Saturn is in your second house in the sign of Aquarius, and second house is your money house. So your money aspect does come into play during this time. Now, you will feel a bit restriction in terms of spending power, even though you may have had an increment in, or a financial situation may have improved when Jupiter was in the second house and during the early part of the year. But now Jupiter is in your third house, though it will return to your second house after July. But until then, you will feel a sort of a restriction in terms of wanting to make the lifestyle changes and wanting to have reduced hour, but you might feel a bit of financial crunch, and that may stop you or restrict you from making those changes. But it's important to stay on alert, and when that opportunity arrives, you make that change, because if you don't, your health will get affected, Capricorn. Now, as you move ahead in time and in life, Capricorn, through the second part of this year 2021, you will be able to find a balance somewhere in your work and your health aspect and all other aspect of your life, including your finances. So you'll be able to reach a place where you are satisfied and happy and content for the time being, and you will really be able to improve your situation in terms of your daily life. And so this period of adjustment may feel a little bit restrictive and full of obstacles in terms of progress, but ultimately all this will be useful, and you will see this towards the end of the year, how these changes and the solar eclipse has brought about this change and is improving your health as well, as a result of bringing a more balanced approach to life. Now, sixth house is also related to your job. So the job that you're in, if you're not happy with that situation, or the hours you're doing, you're not happy, then either you can reduce the hours or you can look for something else. And there is a good opportunity to find something that fits your scheme of things and what you want to achieve from your life this year. You can find something, Capricorn, and you should definitely look for something different if the current work situation is not helping you health-wise, because health it's very important this year, especially because there's a possibility of you having a illness or health crisis during the year, during the remaining part of the year. So really reduce your stress level and bring in an exercise regime or new food habits, healthy habits, to improve your life and your well-being. So overall, Capricorn, during this Gemini solar eclipse, this new moon, what's coming into focus and what's getting an overhaul is your health zone, is your well-being, and how you're managing yourself. Are you happy with your situation? If you're not happy with your situation, this solar eclipse is the opportunity for you to change things in terms of your daily habits, your work schedule, your work environment, and just everything related to your health and daily routine. So bring about this change, and there is a positive, and there's a good chance that you will be able to readjust yourself, and then ultimately you will be able to balance your life and be in a situation where you feel fulfilled, happy, satisfied, and most of all, you feel healthy, Capricorn. Aquarius, for you, the Gemini solar eclipse and new moon occurs in your 5th house. Now, the 5th house is the house of fun and is a house of creativity. So this house deals with your self-expression and your internal passion, what you're passionate about and what makes you feel special. That's what the 5th house is about, Aquarius. Now, 5th house also deals with creativity, so that includes your children. So a solar eclipse in your 5th house brings about a change in these matters. So you may be feeling more creative now, or you may be feeling the urge to express yourself creatively more around this solar eclipse. Now, your relationship with children can also go through some change, and they might seem a bit more demanding of your time and attention. So these themes can occur. Now, you have planets in your 1st house, Aquarius. Saturn is in your 1st house. So you're already on a path to reinvent yourself, and you're looking for personal path and personal destiny. And with Uranus in your 4th house of family matters, so you have this theme of your own personal expression, self-expression and personal identity, getting in a bit of a crisis situation with your family. So this transformation of yourself, the reinvention that is going on within you, this transformation, maybe you may be feeling a bit of pain through this transformation. It's almost like growing pains, because there's expectation from your family and your home environment and your relationship that you're in, including your children, and the focus that you are putting on yourself and the transformation that you're going through. All this demand, it's taking up your time, and you may feel even exhausted sometimes. So to include all these energies and balance things out, now you are feeling very, very creative. So it's a good time to use this energy to indulge in fun-filled activities with your children, so that the time that they require of you is fulfilled too, and both the sides are satisfied and happy. So use this solar eclipse to balance things out a little bit. Now, this will make your creative juices flowing, and you will derive a lot of pleasure from these fun-filled activities. And this can be creative and artistic too, with your children and just with people around you. So you can include everybody in some kind of activity, maybe take an outing outside, or just involve something that is enjoyable and something that is delightful. So this Gemini new moon energy is an initiating energy, and it's a birthing energy. So it's a good time to sow the seeds of intention, and you can reap the rewards in the next 6 months until the end of 2021. So if you got some creative project, artistic project that you are looking into, or you're putting your effort into, or you're already working hard prior to this solar eclipse season, then it's a good idea to really take that forward now and use your creative self and your artistic self to bring about creative solution to these areas, and you will see growth and progress in these areas going forward by the end of this year. You're also very keen on finding recognition and building reputation for your creative endeavors. So the contribution that so what you're contributing in your creative project, you are looking for recognition for yourself in that area. So 11th house is opposite the 5th house where the new moon is. So your 5th and 11th house axis comes into play. So 5th house is about your expressing your passions and what makes you happy and what makes you enjoy and gives you delight, and sharing it with the world. Basically, the 11th house represents your society, it represents the world, the masses, it represents your audience. So you are sharing what you have to offer with the world, and also there's opportunities to collaborate with people to share in group activities, in group projects. But what you're really looking for, Aquarius, is a self-expression and recognition for what you have to offer. So the solar eclipse in the 5th house is asking you to really embrace your individuality, really express from your point of view what you have to offer, and don't try to fit in with the world at large. You have your own individual strength, Aquarius, and what you offer is unique. So there is no need to adjust with what other people have to say or the expectation of other people, especially any kind of group activities or organization or clubs you are part of or you want to associate yourself with. So lead from your own individual standpoint. So don't lose your individuality and your sense of self, Aquarius. So use this energy to create in a positive manner, in a healing manner, and in a more uplifting manner, which gets you recognition and internal fulfillment and satisfaction, and at the end of the day you are enjoying what you're doing. That's the most important thing, Aquarius. Now Aquarius 5th house also deals with romance and love affairs. So this solar eclipse can bring opportunities where you are quite excited to start a new romantic relationship. And if you are already in a relationship, a strong relationship, then also it's a great opportunity to bring some romance in your relationship, if there isn't any. If there is already, then the solar eclipse will definitely consolidate and make it more stronger for you, Aquarius. So all this is really a good energy, especially going forward from the period from the solar eclipse until the end of 2021. So use this energy, this initiating, rebirthing, renewing energy to take your passions, your internal passions, your creativity, have some fun, and include your children and close ties in this fun, and you'll feel more fulfilled and you will enjoy life better if you're satisfied internally and not always trying to fit in, and really offering what you have to offer in a creative and positive manner, Aquarius. So overall, Aquarius, I would say the solar eclipse in your 5th house is shaking things up in terms of your creativity and your self-expression and your home environment, in terms of your children and their expectation of you, and just generally how you are seeing yourself, your own life, how your life is transforming, and your need to form a personal identity for yourself and to walk on that individual path, on that personal path that you have and that you are going through, that change that you're going through since the beginning of 2021. So it's a good idea to find a balance between everything and really express your creative self to achieve any kind of recognition and any kind of personal growth that you are looking for. So make sure you are keeping in mind your own personal need and your own self interest in mind when you are embarking on group activities and group projects, and you're not conforming or settling in for anything less than what you deserve, Aquarius. So for Pisces, the solar eclipse in Gemini occurs in your 4th house. Now, 4th house is the house of your home environment. It's the house of your family members, your house of your foundation, your ancestors, and just your emotional comfort level, where you feel most home at. That's what the 4th house represents. It is also at the bottom of a chart, so it's the most private part of your life, 4th house. It's a natural Cancer house, so it deals with things that is very personal and private to you, which you may not show much to the world. So solar eclipse in your 4th house means there could be some kind of situation arising in your home environment that leads to some kind of either changes or a crisis or something that really overhauls your life around this time. Now, 4th house also deals with your sense of stability and security, where you feel most safe. So your focus is a lot around these themes, Pisces, especially around this Gemini solar eclipse, new moon, and also until the end of 2021, until December 2021, you are really very focused for the next 6 months on your home environment, on your private life, private self, on your sense of safety and security within yourself. So you are very much focused on these themes. Now, fourth house is an angular house. So a solar eclipse occurring in an angular house in your fourth house, which is a natural Cancer house, a cardinal sign, can really stir things up and really bring changes, a quick change as a result of something that gone wrong or some kind of crisis arising from a crisis. You can experience something like that something went wrong, or something that you were not expecting, or some kind of sudden changes that has occurred that has made you bring about a change or refocus your energy and channel your energy more constructively in these areas, especially in terms of your family members and your loved one, people around you that love and support you and that you love and support. So you will be calling on the support of these people, your loved ones, especially at times when you feel vulnerable and insecure. Now do remember, Pisces, it's also important to give your love and support to your family members who are in need. And it's securing your own position also means securing the position of loved ones who are always there to love and support you, and who are part of your family. So it is a very emotional time for you, Pisces. You're mentally and physically may feel vulnerable, but with the support of people around you, you'll feel strengthened. So do call on to the support of people you can trust. Now, Mercury is the ruler of sign Gemini, where the solar eclipse is occurring during this time. With a retrograde Mercury, what happens is the communication aspect and technology aspect of life becomes a bit tricky, and it can lead to miscommunication and errors. So it's important while you're communicating, especially with your family members and your loved ones, you are a bit wary of what you're saying and how you're saying it. So be careful things don't get lost in translation, and miscommunication doesn't lead to messy family situation, and as a result misunderstanding, and as a result leading to some kind of crisis or difficulty in your family environment. So it's important to be wary of that, especially around Mercury retrograde, that you are communicating effectively and you're thinking about what you're saying, even introspecting what you should say and how you should say. Now, with Mercury retrograde around the solar eclipse in your fourth house, the old patterns, old things that were buried can come forward, and you will have to deal with these feelings and all these things that was left unresolved in the past. So these patterns can emerge, but it's a good opportunity to resolve and reconcile this and not to leave it unresolved, because if you do leave it unresolved, the same pattern may continue in future. So it's a good idea to really sit down, have open-hearted conversation, and really resolve these matters. And this will really give you a sense of delight, and your foundation, your private life will feel a little bit more secure, and you will feel more safe and secure in terms of in your emotions, and sharing yourself with other people, and expecting the support of other people while you or yourself is offering that support to other people. All these things, you'll feel a bit more balanced in life in terms of your family environment, Pisces. Now, besides the emotional aspect of the fourth house, it also deals with real estate and physical house, your home. So a solar eclipse here can bring about a situation where you are changing houses, or you're moving away from your current place, current location, or you're renovating or rebuilding a house, or any kind of real estate kind of matter. So it's a good opportunity to do that. Now, you don't need to necessarily bring about a massive renovation or massive change in your house. You can also do a little tweak here and there, and that is also satisfy the solar eclipse theme of bringing about some kind of change to adjust and adapt to your own emotional state and how you're feeling, and that will make you feel a bit more at home and more happy and fulfilled in your personal space. Now, Pisces, you are a very intuitive and psychic sign. So use your inner voice and instinct and lead from your gut feeling when you are dealing with family members and your home environment. And do what feels right, and whatever comes, in your instinct first. Whatever you instinctively feel, do that thing. Because most of the time, the first feeling, the first thought, first instinct that comes to you is correct. So don't overthink, and move forward with that feeling of love and compassion for other people and for yourself as well. It's very important that you're not missing out on your own well-being. And this solar eclipse here is asking you to really dig deep within your own feelings, your own emotional state, and what makes you safe and secure, Pisces. Now, a solar eclipse is also a very busy time, so you are definitely very busy around themes related to your home and family environment. So it's a good time also to chalk down long-term plans and even short-term plans. What is it you want from your future? And really lay down the foundation and sow the seed, the intention that whatever you want to do in future. And you will really keep yourself very busy around this time. And also you will bring positive energy, these things, this eclipse, and changing, just shaking up your foundation and moving towards that future, and the vision of your future, whatever you want to achieve, will really make you happy and positive regarding these themes. Now, with the new moon in the 4th house, the 10th house is also getting activated. So the axis of 4th and 10th, which is your career house. So it's a good time to really look at your reputation and your vocation and balance it out with your family and home environment. So what you are trying to achieve in the world and what you're trying to achieve in your home environment, it's a good time to find a balance. And you might experience some kind of changes in both the house matters. So it's a good time to really look at that and see what makes you happy and safe and secure, and emotionally, makes you emotionally satisfied. So overall, for Pisces, with solar eclipse in your 4th house, you might be in a situation where there is a family crisis or change in family setup or needs of family members and your own personal need as well. So it's very important that you are really looking at your safety and security, and also the safety and security of your loved ones. And it's more like a give and take kind of relationship, because you are helping others out, and because you are expecting their help as well. So it's a mutual thing, and you're really building a strong roots and not neglecting any kind of emotional needs. Thank you for watching my Gemini solar eclipse new moon video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you can use the content to understand how this solar eclipse will affect you personally, because this Gemini solar eclipse is potentially a life-changing solar eclipse, and you will see the effect in the next 6 months, how it personally affects you, especially if you have personal planets close to the new moon. Thank you very much, and please do like my videos and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.